My content is for 13 and up, or adult collectors of the product. Beyblade Burst Quadster. Oh dear God, Hasbro, what is that? Hello everyone, and for this video, we're going to be covering my last video of Wave 1 Quad Strike before we eventually do the reviews, before we eventually get to all of that. Since the launch is seemingly now, well, it's technically now, but online it's December 1st. I thought, let's go over the starters because we haven't done that yet, and also let's give the QR codes for all the stuff so that way it's done and done, and just talk about it. So, with that being said, we'll get started. So as far as QRs go, I'm just gonna leave this image right now on the screen. Feel free to scan it on the app for all of the Wave 1 that's been released. This is the 4 starters, 3 2-packs, and whatever else has been released so far. If there's anything else, eventually we'll do other stuff with it, I guess. So now, we're going to get started. We'll start off with Ambush Basilisk. So, in this image with Ambush, we finally get to see how it looks like IRL. And the packaging and all that stuff. By the way, the launchers are actually green now. Green is a very interesting color if you think about it, because it's the same feeling as vomit as you get when you look at these bays. So, you know, they have the back of the box. We'll see how that looks like. Yeah, for the back and everything, I mean, there is supposed to be some new parts with QS, but, you know, I'm not going to... Oh, this one has the liner one. Yeah, the tip should be liner. As far as the bay goes, like I said before, there's always this kind of lack of paint that we see with it. So hopefully this works out, I guess. I'm not too hot on this one. This looks a little bit like a skip, unless Ambush is like somehow like really good left spin attack, I guess. Moving from there. Now this one I'm actually kind of excited for, kind of. Probably won't perform well, but regardless. Hydra Poseidon. So with Hydra Poseidon, this one is a new exclusive. Now obviously, with the whole thing with Neptune and Poseidon, I understand how that works, but you know, we're just gonna call it the official, unofficial Nepstrius evolution, or Neptune. That's what I considered it as. The back of the box, I still cannot tell what that performance tip is supposed to be. I know that the base is actually supposed to be Bites from Hasbro, which they never did. Now they did, but it's not the same thing, unfortunately. The tip attachment, I don't know what it is. I actually don't know what the references are this time. This has been very difficult just to actually see. Now, as far as the actual bay goes, I think visually this is probably your strongest one for QS. I think it looks neat. I like the colors for this. This is kind of how I expected it. There's a decent amount of paint on here. I don't know what other colors I would add. I'm liking it. So this is the... Visually, right? Visually. Got something going for it. It's got something going for it. It kind of reminds me of the Super King fusions for the shape, so if that's the case, this will probably just be, if we're assuming everything, probably just mediocre for attack. It would have to be for attack. And hopefully we just get more chips that are tighter. That would be a very much ideal. Now we get to Chain Curvaeus, which, dear God, look at how they massacred my boy. What happened, dog? What happened? It doesn't even look real. There's more paint on the one that looks like the clone of Curvaeus than actually Curvaeus, which is insane to me. The back of the box, we see a better profile of Chain. Very disappointing, no Fortress disc. I really do wish, because with how much they've been cutting corners, that they just do what is the bare minimum. Like, why can't they do Fortress? Okay, even if Fortress was nerfed, right? They should be doing it.
You already know. They spent $4 billion on E1 in 2019. Now they're selling it because they bury themselves. So they cut in all the franchises. They say today they put E1 and whatever for sale yesterday. HASBRO did. Wow. They spent $4 billion to acquire E1 Entertainment, to make everything digital, and they just put it for sale yesterday. And they're going to focus on the other franchises, it says there, Transformers, whatever. They spent $4 billion, and now they're putting for sale E1 Entertainment. They kept the Pega PP franchise, they kept some of the franchises from that deal. And now they're gonna focus again on the toys that used to be good. $4 billion. You're welcome.
I think this might be the only case of maybe the armor tip that could be useful. A lot of the armor tips, again, just have this, like, there's no gimmicks. It's literally just, again, plastic, like, oh. At least just make unique shapes, right? Because, like, don't tell me Hypersphere is gonna have something more than this has. I mean, it's kind of got this weird shape. I don't know if the ball's semi-flat or not. Chain, we have the image of the thing now. Oh, man. Oh, wow, they really did. What did they do to it? The core, I just wish they put something. They got the silver, which I think is fine. The middle needs a little bit of work. This is actually my same complaint as that recolor from the random booster we got originally, where you couldn't make out anything. Now this is the equivalent. And the chains are all pushed out on this one. There's no gimmick where still, it's probably going to be very high recoil. I don't think defense. Very unlikely a defense or stamina. Now we get to the last one, which is one of my favorite bays, Achilles, and it's completely murdered. They got the shotgun, they shot the thing down. That's the Achilles. Zeal Achilles. So first, the box of the thing. I am so disappointed with what happened to Achilles, because Achilles is my favorite one. There's no dual spin. Like, they take away less and less each season, and I point this out every single time, that they strip even more than before. Like, even Astral, okay, Astral, the core wasn't dual spin, at least the blade was dual spin. But we don't even get that now. We don't even get that. We don't even get it. We don't. I don't think there's not even another Achilles release as far as I know. If there is, that's one thing. But for right now, and if we see their track record, not looking too hot. It's locked in left rotation. It seems the mode is when the armor is on top in the left mode. I think that's defense. I don't care. Also funny, there's no illegal disc. You would think, right, that bare minimum, we get the disc that it came with. The tip I don't care about. I'm pretty sure the balance one is Quattro and I think attack mode, I think. I'm honestly not too sure. And how the bay looks, it's honestly terrible. You cannot tell me that it isn't, because if you look at Turbo Achilles from Slingshot a couple years ago, or hell, even Union Achilles, it looks better than this. Oh my god, even Infinite Achilles even looks better than this. Now, as far as the shape goes, they did kind of murder the one thing that made Zest good, which was essentially that Zest had little nubs on it. And what those nubs did was it was kind of useful for attack. Was it that consistent? Meh. But that was kind of the use. And because of what they basically did here, your best bet is opposite spin equalization at best. I don't see stamina. Maybe stamina could work, but overall, I gotta say that it's not fun. It's not fun. Because what they do to these bays is sort of like, well, did they really have to? And that's the question you gotta keep asking yourself. And the answer is always no, they didn't have to. And we know Hasbro's doing this not because, oh, it's this or that, it's because they just want to save money and maximize the profit. So, obviously, we still keep an open mind until I do the reviews, I do the testings, and if it's good for Hasbro only, I say, guys, gals, whatever you want to be addressed as, it's good. If it's garbage, I tell you it's carp right then and there, and that's it. It also depends, because if I do the review and I see the weight and all that stuff, you know, ugh. So as we're ending off, make sure you subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on. Let me know your thoughts. What are you most excited for? What are you least excited for? And make sure to check out our store. It's an optional way to support the channel. We have pre-orders for Barricade Lucifer up. Make sure you check it out. And that's going to be it for this video. I want to say thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day and bye.